It's a bucket list on SEM Plus. This morning we're speaking to Andrew Pogson. He is the Senior Manager Special Projects for the MSO. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
A very exciting project coming up. You are doing Casino Royale. Now, I'm going to hold my breath for this answer. Is it with Daniel Craig?
Yeah, totally. It's him on screen, not him in person.
I might have been getting at the original.
I am a huge fan of Daniel Craig, and I know for a fact this is the movie where he comes out of the ocean in the blue trunks.
I know. It's quite a weird swimsuit, isn't it?
Actually, I think I saw that swimsuit at the gallery. They had a James Bond exhibition, and it was on display.
Yeah, right. He's actually shooting Bond 25 at the moment.
This is going to be amazing because you've got the MSO backing up this movie.
It's a real cool format. We've got the full film, so it's with all the dialogue and special effects and so on, but we've got a special version of it that's been sent over from the studio that doesn't have the orchestra in there. Oh. And so the Melbourne Symphony's role is to play that film soundtrack live and in sync to the films. It's like an amazing hybrid of watching a film, hearing the orchestra. It's probably the fanciest way you can see a film.
So the film's going on, they've taken the kind of the backing music away, and the MSO, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, are going to be playing live atmospheric music at the same time. Totally immersive.
Quite amazing. I mean, there's almost 100 musicians on stage to sort of play this soundtrack. And not only are they going to be playing sort of all the background music for all the action scenes, but they'll be playing that famous James Bond theme. And they'll also be playing a backing to the pop songs that play in Casino Royale. So It's sort of everything to do with the music side.
Beautiful. That takes us back to the days of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton with live orchestras accompanying films.
Yeah, it's almost like it feels really new, but it's been around for, the best part of coming on to 100 years. This is how films used to be scored, of course, live. We're now resurrecting that old style, but in a modern format with a sort of a really amazing film like James Bond.
What's been the feedback so far?
Unbelievably positive, I've got to say. It's quite overwhelming. Having 100 people on stage, hearing the score live. I mean, a lot of people have seen the film before, of course, but hearing the music that much in front of you tends to be a lot louder than it is in the film. And also, watching a film with 2,000 other people at Hamer Hall, there's like an electric atmosphere that sort of develops over the course of the film, and you have people sort of cheering in the middle of the film and at the end of each piece of music that the orchestra plays. It's like a real sort of amazing fan event. It's hard to sort of describe how great these events are if you haven't been before.
After the bits of music, do the crowd clap like at a gig at the end of a song?
Yeah, they sort of do. It's sort of spontaneous. You can even clap in the middle of the music. It doesn't really matter. It's about having fun. It's about engaging with sort of a live performance, engaging with the orchestra. But we find that audiences just spontaneously burst into applause because some of this music is super exciting. There are still plenty of tickets, especially on the Thursday night, but we perform all sorts of movies throughout the year. We've got Harry Potter coming up as well and Star Wars later in the year, and sort of one of those things of getting quick and you get the best seat.
I got to ask you, because you had Ghostbusters recently, did people dress up?
Yeah, they totally do. For so many of our shows, people dress up. For Ghostbusters, we had both people dressing up with the new female cast. They've got a slightly different uniform, and the old original cast. We even have sort of professional costume people who come along to a lot of these events, sort of pose for photos with the audience. We have a lot of fun with them.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Casino Royale playing at the 23rd and the 24th of May at Hamer Hall. You can buy your tickets through the MSO website. Is there something on your bucket list, whether it's a sporting event or a cultural event?
Or even a film that you want to do a live score to?
I grew up with Star Wars. I'm from that generation. We're currently in the middle of fulfilling my bucket list dream by playing the original trilogy of Star Wars. We've got the final in the trilogy later this year with Return of the Jedi and that great John Williams score. And the 10-year-old in me is just giddy and quite frankly almost drawn to tears on many occasions when the orchestra plays those amazing themes and that great film. And it's on a massive screen above the orchestra. It's really quite overwhelming. And this is my job. This is the really cool part about it. And it still gets me. I might watch the film 5-6 times during rehearsal, and there are still multiple times that the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. So it's really amazing stuff.
And Andrew, lightsaber fighting.
The French have actually recognised it as an official sport, whereas it was just a hobby used by nerds and geeks, I guess. But now they're actually doing lightsaber dueling as an official sport in France.
I'm going to have to go check it out.
Definitely. Andrew, thank you so much for having a chat with us this morning. That's Andrew Pogson, the Senior Manager of Special Projects, chatting about Casino Royale, which is being backed by the MSO, on the bucket list.